the rides that we would provide for people, on Medicaid even would be free, meaning it wouldn't even charge Medicaid.
Wow.
And that would save the state money too. And they're like, oh, no, leave that off there. Don't put that on there. And I'm like, why? Like, because it does. You start, throwing Medicaid money in there and this and that. And I don't know. There's something to it, but I don't know if
something we don't know.
Then if Medicaid's not paying for it, Medicaid's not getting funded for. I don't know. But to me, I just thought common sense, like, hey, let's save the state some money.
Yeah, that common sense with that stuff doesn't work.
No, it doesn't. So
at all. I
left it off, but yeah.
I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I can see that isn't going to work.
Oh, I got a call today.
Oh.
From, I don't remember his name. Alex.
Wait a minute. Does his last name end with an M?
End with an M?
No, begin with an M.
Oh, no.
Okay. I was wondering.
No, I don't talk to that dude.
I haven't heard from him in years.
He might be dead.
No, he's not. He's actually doing very well.
He could have died today. You don't even know.
Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, I'll let you go on with your story.
Okay. So, Alex called me. Alex is from the Bernie Sanders campaign.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm just driving. I'll talk to this cat, So, he actually was a pretty cool guy to talk to. And I just told him, like, look, man, I'm not about that Joe Biden. I'm not really about politics too much.
Right.
And he's like, well, Corey, what concerns you? And I told him, I was like, look, man, I'm in recovery. I started a company. And what concerns me is, people with addiction problems are being locked up in jail and not given the proper treatment. And, drug dealers, okay, most drug dealers, when they're straight up drug dealers, don't do drugs.
No,
most of the time. It doesn't
work out that way.
But, if you want to lock them up, Trump was saying, oh, I like how China, murders the drug dealers. Okay, fine. But someone who's in addiction, I used to sell weed, but I didn't sell it to make money. I sold it to get mine for free. Mm-hmm. And I didn't go around the block selling it. It was just 2 or 3 dudes, and we'd all, hey, here you go. I went and picked it up. Here you go.
Right.
So that, I wasn't a drug dealer. But when you're moving weight, that, those are the people that probably should be locked up, not the guy that's.
See, the reason they get the lower end guys is so they can work their way up. It doesn't usually work out that way unless they get a good leader, somebody that's in some real trouble that wants to retaliate against them or something.
But I don't think they really even ask, hey, where'd you get that from? Unless you're moving some serious weight and you get busted. I mean, if you get caught with this or that, they're not going to be like, hey, where'd you get this from? When I got busted with weed, cop never asked, where'd you get that from?
That's right.
I mean, I probably would have told him, but he didn't even ask me, because the money is on the comeback, and it's like, here's part of the system, here we go again.
Right.
They didn't want to catch the drug dealers, who's the guys that was selling the pot. They didn't care.
The money's coming in.
Mm-hmm. Because if he's still selling pot to people, then we can keep busting people for driving around with pot.
But now they're releasing people for nonviolent crimes, or violent crimes, excuse me.
And Bernie Sanders, I guess, wants to do all that stuff too. And I told him, that's a start. I was like, but he said that he knows people with felonies for weed.
What?
I know. I'm like, well, there was.
You went here for some marijuana?
I just let him tell the story. I was like, okay, yeah. I was like, well, I know people with felonies for, heroin, stuff like that, which they got into because they were in the military and jumped out of an airplane and broke their leg and
can't get their pills. So
so they go to heroin, and this is, it's not as pure as it was at the VA hospital or whatever.
Not even.
But it's something, and I don't get pills anymore, or they get too many pills from the VA, or who knows what. But
the amount of pills they would give people before Trump started his cutting it out was ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong, I liked my pills. That's what I first started off on. And like I said before, when I broke my wrist, they gave me 160. I didn't need them. It didn't hurt that bad. But boy, I wanted them. Till the doctor red flagged me. Don't get them no more.
Well,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, it is a good thing.
It is.
It is, man. It really is.
And then, oh no, I forgot what I was going to say. I hate that when that happens.
You were going to say Bernie Sanders?
No, I don't know nothing about that guy.
But that's what, and I told that guy too. I was like, I'm not a big fan of Joe Biden, and I don't know, the whole Hillary Clinton, I don't trust people kind of thing. Like Bernie Sanders could be one of those guys that I think could compete with Trump for that same kind of, I'm not going to take money from people who have special interest in this and that.
Right.
And I don't care whose money I'm taking that out or whose pocket I'm taking that out of, because this is what I'm going to do because I think this is right. I think Bernie Sanders is more on that kind of plateau where Trump will piss people off because he's like, no, I'm going to do it like this. But I think Trump's problem is, I mean, he really doesn't have a problem. He's president right now.
Yeah.
But he pisses people off because they think it should be a certain way. And he's running it straight up like a business. Which
I don't know politics that well, and I don't want to piss a bunch of people off. I mean,
oh no, we do that all the time, Dustin.
Are we still living how we want to, basically?
Yeah.
Were we living that way when Obama was president?
Yeah.
There's a lot more than just the president making the changes in this world.
Yeah. President.
So why do we blame just the president? Because he's the face.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
He has to sign at the end to sign something. To
if there was a big war and he had to push the button for that big bomb, it's got to go through a bunch of people first. He might be the end guy, but it's got to go through a bunch of people first. There's no way.
He's the face of the organization. You
Yeah.
know, so it's like, oh, well, he's a Republican. So the Republican, look, we're doing great. Let's vote all Republican. It's all about money, man.
I vote, but I don't even know if I get into it, like study it enough to vote. I just vote for what I hear on TV and what I like.
Oh, dangerous.
I mean, I'm not big into politics.
And I'm not either. And that's what I told the guy. And I just said, here's what I want. And here's what I care about. When I was living in Fort Smith, Arkansas, I didn't vote. I probably would have voted for Obama, but I didn't vote until they had something on the ballot that I cared about, which was the medical marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even smoke weed, but I just think, yeah, people should have access to it. And then the trash side or the curbside trash pickup. Like, we used to have to throw it in the backyard, and it was horrible. And people were against it. They're like, you're going to send them trucks down our road picking up our trash and dumping it in the back? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing.
You don't have to burn it.
Yeah. So, oh my God, don't even get me started. But, so yeah, so they actually cared. So I went out and I voted that time. And,
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, most of the time I'm just like, eh. But,
I'm in recovery, and I never really smoked a lot. Well, I take that back. When I was in high school and up to 22, I smoked a lot of weed. But now I have MS. And there's the CBD oils. Some of them have THC in them. Some of them have real light, like 1%. And some of them don't, but I'm afraid to take them being in a recovery house because you can't have any of that in here. But it's supposed to help. And my medication is like $11,000 a month without insurance. Yeah. But it works. The medication works. But Montel Williams does the CB oils and the nutritional eating and stuff, and it seems to be working for him.
We should try it.
I'm not testing the recovery house thing.
Well, I mean, if you talk to Naveed and said, hey, look, this is what I'm getting. This is, nothing is going to get me high in this.
Yeah. Just
straight up CBD oil, and just be honest with him. And if he says, well, no, like, okay, cool. Corey said he's got a room for me.
Hey.
Just kidding.
No,
I had you going there for a minute.
Yeah, I was like, where are we going?
Sexual relationship.
Well, but I'm glad that I had you on today, and we'll talk more about your parents and how that's going. But yeah, it was good that you reached out earlier and were like, hey man, we doing a podcast? Because that's what
I don't, for some reason, being behind the microphone is easier talking than in front of a bunch of people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have social anxiety. I have a lot of people's social anxiety.
So this is going to be perfect for you.
Oh, no.
A little torture therapy.
Okay.
So as I was driving back, I was thinking about, where I wanted to be in a year from now.
Mm-hmm.
And a year from now, I want to sell out the Kalamazoo State Theater.
I've been there a couple times.
With you, me, Chris, Anna, and Ryan.
Oh, that would be cool.
It'll be kind of like a recovery speaker comedy show.
Yeah, you guys can just rag on me because I'll be freaked out the whole time.
Yeah, and that's when I started thinking. I'm like, maybe Dustin's the missing piece. Because I was like, maybe he was what we needed, because I don't know. Like, I was just, in my mind, I picture opening the show. Hey, everybody, thanks for coming out. 217 recovery event. We got so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And, maybe hit him with a couple one-liners. Zing! Yeah.
Oh, no.
Zing! And then, hey, here's Dustin, and you come out and you can just tell your story, and
yeah.
You can be entertaining with it. You can be...
I don't know how to.
You can make them cry. I mean,
that might happen, but I don't know how to be entertaining with that story at all. I don't know how.
Well, it'll come to you.
If I cry up there, I'm going to be real embarrassed.
But just people like to hear stories, man, and I think that would be something. And then, of course, we could raise money and help fund us.
What are you guys doing? Your next where you set your booth up and stuff.
We're going to be at the right now it's scheduled for May, I think, but there was something in April.
Can I get invited to that?
Well, of course, man.
I would love to go to one.
We'll have you carry banners out there and stand there with your cape.
Around, I don't care. I'll wear the cape. I'm never getting rid of the cape. I'm saving that for that State Theater deal.
Nice. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah, you definitely have to come out in that. But yeah, I'm thinking in a year, man, like, you gotta have goals, man. We have to have some kind of vision for it, and that's what I want to do. I was telling Chris this too, and I told his therapist, Miss Ratchet, or whatever her name is. He calls her.
We gotta lay it on. Chris hates that.
I know. That's what
At least we gave her a snap on.
Yeah, he's not happy. But I told her, I was like, this is what we're gonna do. In a year we're gonna be like touring. I was like, you ever heard of the Kings of Comedy? She was yeah. I was like, we're going to be the Kings of Recovery.
Oh, no.
And, we'll go out and hit it, man. We'll have fun. And I think, why not? Why not? I see people at the Mendel Center. This dude was at the Mendel Center. I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
People went out and saw him, and we could sell out the Mendel Center, too.
The Mendel Center. Last time I was at the Mendel Center, I went and seen Mike Tyson talk. And it was actually enlightening.
Yeah. And people like that stuff, man.
Much as that guy's been knocked around and what he went through, he's actually very intelligent.
That's what they're going to say about us.
Maybe you, not me.
They'll be crying. I just felt bad for Dustin. He didn't make any sense.
No.
But I did buy a Captain Save-A-Ho shirt.
Hey.
$40. It was great.
Hey, thank you. Support. Oh, goodness.
But, yeah, that's what I want to do. And I just hope everybody's on board. And if not, well, I mean...
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Like you told me, not everybody's going to like you.
No. And I think, though, in my mind, I've already designed the posters. Like, I already know how we set up. I mean, people will walk in and they wouldn't think, oh, just some dude set this up with... No. And I think that's where, the radio experience comes into play, where I've been to many of these things. I've seen them.
Yeah.
And I know what goes into it. It's a lot of work, but it's not. If you just...
It's not if you enjoy it.
And if you chip away, just like I said earlier, those right decisions and those little decisions that you make to send that email or to follow up on that call, right. Even though you might not even talk to somebody, at least just that little bit of effort in 3 months can just triple down like dominoes. I mean, it can just really open the door and set up a path for greatness or for failure.
I don't want no more failure.
Yeah,
that sucks. Gosh.
And I was told to not think of it like that either. Like, don't to not say that I don't want any more failure. Instead, say I want success.
Well, I do want success, but if I don't think about what I did that failed, I'll probably do it again.
So well, don't forget the stuff that you did that set you up for failure. But don't say I don't want to fail. Just say I want to succeed.
Gotta stay positive.
Yeah, because I had that same when I got out of treatment. I'm like, I got to start this company now, and I still didn't want to do it until this other guy got out of treatment and was like, "Yo, man, I thought you'd already have this started by now."
Right.
I was like, "I've only been out a couple weeks." He's like, "Yeah, but you were talking about it. I thought you were going to do it. I'm really disappointed in you." And I was like, well, F him. We're starting it today. You know, I was
Hurt
like,
my feelings.
but I needed it though.
Yeah.
I needed him to tell me that. Otherwise, I'd have been pussyfooting around forever. And
Could we put that in the category